Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Remember the bell notification, comment down below, subscribe, and share to get that daily, once a day, daily XRP, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency video that you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve. And you can see here, AMP is on the run. AMP is on the run. What's that? AMP is on the run. And we're on our way to a 10x return in AMP, and we've been all over this, talking about we're ultra bullish on here. And remember, if you want to trade your favorite cryptocurrency, use my Robinhood ping down below or in the video description below. This is the cheapest and easiest way for you to trade XRP, cryptocurrency, and blockchain technology is with my Robinhood link below. And as you can see here, we are on the road and we are sky high and flying with AMP. Super chat if you would like to. I noticed somebody yesterday, one of my longtime followers, did give me a super chat down below, and I do appreciate that. This all helps keep these daily XRP and cryptocurrency videos coming once a day for free. If you want to support the channel, you can also become a member of Jabroni Killers for an industry best value and cheapest at $2.69 a month. And I noticed there's been a few new members there, and I do appreciate that. But we've been on top of this for you with AMP. And like I told you, for all transparency, at about altogether at 0.0054, I am in with 240,000 plus AMP coins. And we've been calling for a 10 to 15x return in AMP. And as you can see right now, we've went up about 65, 70% in the last 24 hours. For my average price, about 0.0054 equal, because we bought our first 110,000 AMP at about 0.0047, and then we got another 125,000-ish AMP. I think it's 250, 260,000, and our average price is there. So at the current move, we're up about 130, 125 to 130%. And we think, I've been telling you this, we're going to instantly shoot up to this 0.023, about 2.25 cents. And then we're going to be shooting straight through this green resistance box all the way up here to about 5 cents, 5.75 cents, very, very quickly. And this could happen in the next few days or the next couple of weeks. I just know when this thing finally blows, it's going to blow big. And it's really starting to blow now. And I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on this great radio show. These are only my personal opinions on the market and what I am currently doing. But what gave us our first sign of life with AMP was back here when we had this nice 500% run. And that kind of woke it up from when AMP was way back here at its all-time high. If we put a VP volume indicator in here, I like to use these, the fixed profile. And we'll go to where this meat of the coin is. And this is something we were talking about. And that's why we think this area in green can trade very, very heavy. As you can see, there were a lot of traders down here. So as you had to fight through that from the underneath down here, there were going to be a lot of sellers and a lot of trading you had to do to get past this area, about the 0.1 cents, or about what we're going to meet now, right at where you see that last sell-off was back in early spring of 2024. But if you notice, if we zoom in here in the weekly, let me get off of that, you can see here how in this whole area, there's very, very little trading going on from 0.05 to 0.018. And I believe we're going to shoot through that very, very quickly, almost as quickly as we're shooting up right now. And the volume isn't overly whelming, but it has steadily increased. And I think we're going to shoot up here to this 0.023 or the 2 cents to 5 cents very, very quickly. And from my point of the breakout, or from my average price down here, I think we're going to have a safe 10x return and possibly a 20x return if it goes to all-time highs. But I do feel very confident that we're going to be going into this 2.5 to 5 cents very, very quickly. And that's why I've been on top of AMP for you guys. That's why I've been talking about AMP. And that's why this has been one of the most bullish things now the last couple of weeks, after the XRPs and the XLMs and some of these other altcoins have already went up 3 to 5 to even almost 10x returns. that I've been very, very bullish on AMP because this was kind of a lagger, which it often is. And I wanted to keep you, my lovely audience, out ahead of this and what I'm doing. And if you're in this, just sit back, baby. It's going to pump 30, 80, 100%. And then it's going to consolidate 30 to 50% from each local point. But just stay patient, enjoy the ride, and let it do its thing. And before you know it, we're going to be sitting up here at those numbers that I talked about, sitting up here at the 2.5 cents. And then before you know it, we're going to be at 5.5 cents. And then maybe in the next couple of months, we're going to be approaching an all-time high. But we're going to have a 10 to 15x, possibly a 20x return in AMP. And I'm very excited about that. Another coin that I've been talking about is XLM, that I've been short-term bearish on to come retest some of these lower levels the last 7 to 10 days. And that's because the big news came out a couple of weeks ago with the grayscale, and that had a 125% pump in 24 hours, which from its recent low to its wick high, it went almost 7x, about 6.5x. And I just felt like it was going to be time for at least some kind of brief consolidation. Not saying it was going to full on collapse, but at least some kind of a significant pullback or lagging behind some of these other coins that haven't pumped yet. And you can see the volume has steadily declined now since we had that major pump. And if we go into the full screen for my beautiful audience, and if we look at the daily time frame, you can see the volume has steadily declined now since we had the big blow off pump here when the run up after Trump, and then the hyper pump that set up actually on a perfect time, a Friday and a Saturday, to have the hyper pump from here at about 27 cents. And in 1.5 days, it went up to 67 cents. And since then, it's been having 15 or 20% moves, but it'll go down 15 or 20% and then come up 15 or 20%. And that's why I've been short-term bearish. Do I know that to be 100% fact? No, nobody knows that to be 100% fact. But I've been short-term bearish, and we did come to that 43 cents, even got back to 38 cents right back in here briefly. And then we had a nice rally. But as the volume, go back to here, as I would have to come out of full screen. Hold on a second. We'll come out of full screen for you. And then we'll come into here. Where is my little good thing that I seen where you can do the old undo right there? Oops, do an undo again. Undo, undo. There we go. And we had a nice rally, but as the volume steadily declines and you get this up and sideways consolidation, it just led me to believe after a 7x return and nearly a 10x return from its low of last year, I thought it was time for a nice cooling off consolidation period and a profit taking, and that's what you've had. And from your wick off top to current price, it's down 19%, and it's had as much as a 33.5% correction. But I'm still bearish in the short term, bullish in the long term. But right now, we're sitting in the 4-hourly at the 50-day moving average or in red, and I think we're going to come retest 43 cents, and then eventually probably come down in the 4-hourly, come retest the 32 cents, which is the 200-day moving average. And that's all still very, very bullish consolidation. And you could even come all the way back to this first blow off wick. I know we've been looking at the 19 cents, but this major first blow off wick was down here at 13. And then our big wick before the hyper pump, where we had a consolidation right here, at about 21 to 25, 23 cents, 24 cents. That would still be a very bullish consolidation. So those are my 3 levels to the downside. To the upside would be targeting an all-time high. And if we look at the XRP for my lovely audience, I think in the short term, just like XRP, we might be coming into a cooling off period here after we've had nearly a 49 cents regional low all the way up here. We've had nearly a 5x return and nearly an 8x return from its low last year. So could we have a cooling off period? Yes. Am I calling for it? I'm getting slightly bearish in the short term, but I'm still waiting to see if we do have another one leg to the upside to hit that 333, 330 all-time high before we have a cooling off period, or if now would be the time where it starts to cool off. And if we look at some of the areas, if we look at some of the areas that we'd be targeting, so far we've had a wick high of about $2.91. But the areas that you would look would be about the $1.99, or the second consolidation phase right here on the wick. That would be a first area of major support at $1.99. A second area of major support would be after another local blow off top of $1.62. And these are my two areas that I'm paying attention for. And both of those areas stew in the 4-hour time frame. 50-day moving average at the $1.99 coincides with. And then if you look down here, the next one at $1.62 correlates beautifully with the 100-day moving average at $1.62. And then if you look at the third level down here at $1.25, coincides with the 200-day moving average. So they do line up beautifully. Am I calling for it to go down to $1.25? No. But could I see in the short term coming down and retesting the moving average, the short-term moving average at $2, $2.01? Absolutely, I could. And any kind of the next blow-off phase, the all-time high would be where I'm looking for the next rejection point or consolidation. Please like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Peace and love.